Okay, let's do this fucking shit.
Why would you ever think, oh, it's snowy outside, I better speed up so I can get out of it faster? Like, what kind of dumb fucking idiot thinks in that pattern?
Sometimes you just gotta get home as soon as you can, and you just gotta hope for the best.
It sounds like a drunk driver. It's like sometimes you just gotta get your car home, man. Doesn't matter how fast you go, ignore as many lights as possible, and just pray you make it there. Because if you make it there, you're safe.
Yeah.
And flash forward, you got 7 dead kids on the side of the road, and a mom screaming, "My babies, my babies!" And you just go, "Well, that's the risk you take when you ride the roads."
Don't you, when you drive through like nasty weather, when you get bad, don't you just feel like such a great driver? Like, I am one of the best drivers ever.
I do that every day, dude. I'm sick
Like,
of
oh
driving.
my God, I did not crash today.
Dude, I'm fucking like, I don't know, 389 in O on driving on bad roads.
Okay, that's a pretty good record.
I crush it. I'm murdering these numbers. I've never been in an accident that was my fault.
But that's some new trophy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think a lot of people have that. I don't think a lot of people have that have been on the road as much as I have.
Also,
I've
around a lot,
and I've also avoided multiple accidents. Part of being not getting into accidents is being aware when other people are driving bad, and you can stop. Like, sometimes I've stopped when I don't have a stop sign, but other people do, because I'm like, they don't look like they're gonna stop, and then of course they don't. I'm like, oh yeah, I was got fucking T-boned. Like,
do you enjoy driving?
No, I hate it.
Okay, I like driving places, but I hate driving home.
See, I think you like driving places because it's an escape. Like, it's a relax because you get to sit there, but you're also kind of doing something. Because I know a lot of people that like enjoy driving, but when you do it for a living, it just reminds me more of work.
Yeah.
So I hate driving. I hate it.
It's no longer, it's not recreational for you.
Well, yeah. So it's like when I had to go to work, I have to do the thing I do at work to get to work. And then I'm like, finally done with work. I'm like, oh my God, I'm finally done with work. All right, now I have to do the thing I do at work to get home from work. And then back when I was doing shows, and back when I'm about to start doing shows again, it will be that. And then I'm like, all right, now I have to get in a car to do 2 hours of what I just did all at work today.
Yeah, it seems rough.
To do a mic and then do 2 hours of the thing I did all day again to get home, to go to bed and do it all over again tomorrow.
That's why people love work from home now.
Yeah, I don't know how I can deliver a truck from home unless we start getting drone trucks, dude. Drone trucks. But at that point, I'm just out of a job, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, is it AI?
Yes, Evan. Jesus Christ, that's the dumbest. I mean, they call it automated driving.
Yeah, artificial intelligence.
Yes, that's what AI stands for. You sound so fucking stupid right now.
What are you doing?
You're doing. Oh, dude, you're doing a shout out to when I said how you.
I know what it is, but I know
this
what it is.
This is how you try to sound intelligent. Stupid. No, you did the key hacks of Drew trying to sound smart. You just went, yeah, fucking AI.
Right?
It's like, yeah. Oh, the good old artificial intelligence. Yeah. Just please don't ask me more questions. I said some words that sound smart.
Yeah, so that's driving in the winter.
I don't know. Driving in the winter is kind of cool because it looks like everyone's getting hit by the banana peels from Mario Kart.
I remember that you told that.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a Facebook joke you made?
I don't know if it's a Facebook joke I made. I made that joke years ago, though.
Yeah.
It was worded better than that because I actually thought about it. Something like I can't tell if the roads are bad or if the driver in front of me just hit 3 banana peels in a row.
Yeah.
There's like 3 banana peels from Mario Kart in a row.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I know. I'll crush it. I wrote a whole new bit that I'll never tell probably because to tell it, I am required to say the word retarded multiple times.
Well,
I mean, I'm
use
going
a
to
substitute word and then say
no. It will only work if I say retarded. It really only works if I say
we'll
retarded.
try it out and see what happens.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna do it anyways because I'm not a pussy. But I feel like other people are not gonna be a fan. I'm gonna be
So why
turned
do
off
it?
because of return. Because I believe it's funny and I'm an artist. And I can't let the whims of the public decide how my art.
Isn't that what Nirvana did with their one song?
What, rape me?
Yeah.
What do you mean
I
they
let
did?
you say the word.
Rapes. It's the name of the song.
Yeah, but I think like MTV kind of banned it just because it had the word in it, and I know it is. It's anti-rape.
Yeah, but no, I mean it doesn't age well. Like
No,
that
it doesn't.
song, it doesn't age well at all. The song "Rape Me," great song by the way. I'm gonna karaoke that song.
Yeah, and see what happens.
Evan, there's only one song better to karaoke, and it's a song off of Korn's first debut album. Evan, you want to pull up the track list for Korn's first debut album and guess what song I'm talking about? This will be fun. Their self-titled album, which some fucking assholes say their only good album, or let me say, every hack person ever who's ever reviewed artists always go, their first album's their best album. But that is true when it comes to one band. Evan, was the one band that is 100% true that their best album is their first album is their best album?
Weezer.
I don't really care about Weezer. I was gonna go with Rage Against the Machine.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
By far, their first album is their best album, but I don't like it. The people say that too often. Their first album was their best, when usually it wasn't at all.
They just postponed their world tour again for like
Rage Against
they
the
announced that
Machine.
3 years ago, and they postponed like 3 times. Just, everyone's like, now the people we're raging against Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
Oh man,
they're doing a tour with like Run the Jewels as the
yeah.
support act. It's
I
like
thought that you were
the
talking about
reunion
fight.
tour.
So Rage Against the Machine, acronym RATM, RATM, right?
Yeah.
How about this? Rage Against the Machine, the tour named Rage Against the Mandate. What about that? What about that?
They would
liberals?
be if they were anti-COVID. They're pro-COVID.
That they want people to die of COVID.
That's not what I meant to say, but that's funny. They're
We're
pro-COVID. They're actually
COVID. We think COVID's the best thing to happen.
They're pro-COVID regulations. That's what I was trying to say. Oh, I found the.
Well, I imagine that's why they did it 3 times. Because what's more punk rock than loving the establishment's rules, dude? They totally haven't not fallen away from what punk rock is at all. Like,
oh, I found the song that you referenced, the Korn song.
Yeah, what is it? What song am I talking about, Evan?
It's sounds like a gay slur that's misspelled. Is what this looks like.
Why is it misspelled? Does it have an E in it?
Yeah, it's 5 letters. It's E.
Yeah. Yeah. So starts with a what?
F. I'm not gonna say it.
Okay, look up the lyrics to this song.
I feel uncomfortable typing it in.
Oh my god, what a fucking pussy you are.
What if Google was just like, why are you typing this in?
To be fair, this song is not homophobic. As much as people would probably try to deem it nowadays, it doesn't age well nowadays. But honestly, Korn, which a lot of people don't realize, were a bunch of nerds. Well, not nerds essentially; they weren't nerds, but they got all picked on in high school by like jocks and stuff. So the song is actually about how they were always called this F word. We should probably talk about a word where you don't have the balls enough to say.
Yeah. So why'd you make me look it up?
I don't care. Read the lyrics.
Him.
Let the viewer fill it in their mind, so then they're the homophobe.
Him. Here I am in this normal world. Why did you tease me? Made me feel upset. Fucking stereotypes feeding their heads. I am ugly. please just go away. I felt that last line.
I bet you did. You're kind of getting into corn now, aren't you, dude?
Him, I can see it's hard to find. This blessing in disguise. Him, why you treat me this way? Made the hate stay. As I walk, I can never seem to escape all the laughing, all the pain. If you were me, what would you do? Nothing, probably just throw me away. I can see it's hard to find. Him, this blessing in disguise. Why you treat me this way? Him, made the hate stay. So that's obviously the chorus. Then it's
Why do you keep saying him?
it says him in it. Is that part of it?
What?
It's just there's one single line. It says him, Him.
When's the part they
Is that
say?
a chant that they say in the song?
No. I'm wondering where's the part where they say, you know what?
You know what? Is that at the end?
No, Evan. When did they say the title of the fucking song in the song?
Oh, that was the next part.
Oh, okay. There we go. Sweet.
But they say it 3 times.
Yeah. There we go. Just say beep instead because you're a pussy.
Beep, beep, beep. What am I at? A train or something? A school bus?
Yeah, do it again. Start over from the beginning of the chorus.
I can see it's hard to find him. This blessing in disguise. Why would you treat me this way? Him made the hate stay. Beep, beep, beep.
Mm-hmm.
Here
Keep going.
am, different in this normal world. Why did you tease me? Made me feel upset. Fucking stereotypes feeding their heads. I am ugly. Please just go away. Him, I can see it's hard to find. This blessing in disguise. Why you treat me this way? Him made the hate stay. Beep, you'll see. I'm just a pretty boy, whatever you call it. You wouldn't know a real man if you saw it. It keeps going on day after day, son. You beep, get away. We don't want none. I'm sick and tired of people treating me this way every day. Who gives a fuck? Right now, I got something to say to all the people that think I'm strange and I should be out here locked up in a cage. You don't know what the hell is up now anyway. You got this pretty boy feeling like I'm enslaved to a whole world that never appreciates shit. Y'all can suck my dick and fucking like it. But now there's just a bunch of repetition here. He had my gun, but he had the body mighty any say.
Well, it's all chanty and cool, dude, with a sick back and drum beat, so it would make more sense.
The whole ending is I'm just a beep.
Yep. See. So, Evan, I guess what I want to ask you is
the last. Never mind.
No. What's the last line?
The last line says "You motherfucking beep," but it starts with a Q.
Yeah, you can say queer. It's
Okay.
part of the fucking anagram. You could say LGBTQ plus.
Sounds like
if they didn't want us to say
they're
queer, why
referencing
would they
it,
put
sounds
it
like
in
an
the
insult.
name? Well, he's referencing that people called him that. So
This
how
is
did that song,
1994?
yeah, how'd that song make you feel, Evan?
I don't know. Is this kind of what punk is?
Did this isn't punk or it was metal?
Metal punk?
But how did it speak to you?
It didn't.
It didn't speak to you. You literally said that line hit me. Said hit me good.
I don't know. I mean, it's a nice little song, I guess. Did they play that live?
They don't play it live anymore.
That was their encore. That's what they ended the.
Like, you know, young people want to fucking hear tonight. Yeah, no, they don't. They probably don't play that. They probably want most people to forget they wrote that song.
Yeah,
but it's a good song, and I'm gonna karaoke it.
It's like 6 minutes long.
Yeah, it's dope. It's got a rockin' bass line, nice fucking drum track backing it up, dude.
Korn had some cool names for songs on their first album.
Yeah, dude, they fucking do, right?
Clown's
a sick song.
Ball tongue
is sick. This is fucking my best Korn impression. It's fucking sick, dude.
They have like an 18-minute song called Daddy.
Yeah, dude. Wonder if that's about daddy issues, huh? It's almost like Korn is very relatable.
They are. That's why.
It's also wrote great lyrics about being a reject better than most people could even do that. Like pretend they write lyrics that are relatable, man. It's almost like Korn's fucking awesome.
Did we tell that joke on this pod? Your joke about Korn's the one band you listen to when you're like 12 and you want to be like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah, it's a fuck you, dad. That's Korn is fuck you, dad music, dude. It's hard. It's high fuck you, dad energy.
That was so funny the first time I heard that.
It's
It's
high
so
fuck,
true. It's like the first metal band people listen to.
It's also heavy school shooter energy. Like this is school shooter soundtrack music. It's like fucking the people at school just don't understand, dude. Like they fucking don't understand me, dude. They think I'm fucking weird. They think I'm so fucking weird. See, this is why we have more school shootings, honestly. Because think about back when Korn was around, or at least when they were big and heavy and mainstream, not as many school shootings, correct?
Yeah.
Then Korn gets away from mainstream, and now people who are strange weirdos don't have music to relate to anymore. We either have mainstream bullshit or overtly sensitive, whiny stuff on the indies that like anyone who actually has like dark thoughts of murder could never relate to. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is the true outcast music. And not talking about the great band that says, hey, yeah. But,
hey, yeah.
There could not be more. It's funny that Outcast is called Outcast when they couldn't be any less outcasts.
It's just irony,
Well, it is. It's also spelled with a K. And I think it should be spelled with a triple K if they really want to go with irony.
I mean, maybe.
Jokes. Yeah.
I remember like in 2002, whatever that song came out, was it 04 Hey Ya? That was like the theme song for the Kids' Choice Awards on Nickelodeon. They played that
it was the theme song for the decade.
Yeah.
I mean, that song has been in more things than ever. Like
that song is played at every kids' carnival. Any kids' carnival you went to as the kid.
It's not just kids, dude. It's not just kids. It's like a universally recognized song. Which is a shame. Which is a shame. It's a shame when Miss Jackson is clearly the superior tune.
Line, yeah. Sorry, Miss Jackson.
Ooh. Yeah, it's a far superior song. And then Andre went and fucking did that cartoon show, Andre 3000, which was just atrocious. Why did
is that Nickelodeon?
I believe so. I remember watching.
Hold up.
It was fucking weird to go from that to I'm gonna be the star of a kids' cartoon show. It's weird.
Money.
I don't think it was as good. I think it was not as good as the money was making from that song that was ever. It's not even as good as Exposure.
To a younger audience.
It's a weird career move. I think we can all agree with that.
It's called Class of 3000.
Sorry, Class of 3000. Fucking asshole I am.
Just throwing it. It's on Cartoon Network.
Okay. And it was odd, not very good. I bet most people don't even remember that being a show.
It says it was canceled in December 2007, partially due to budget constraints, low ratings, and scheduling conflicts of Andre submitting his songs for the show by deadline.
Andre 2000 said, I want $30,000 a second.
It was only 2 seasons.
Sorry, Cartoon Network, I did not mean to make your bank account cry. So is every song you write just a variant of Miss Jackson?
Yeah.
He's like, you do not pay me enough. I love the bills. All right, that's enough of the Andre 3000 parody.
That's our new album.
It's just me rewriting every Andre 3000 song.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Outcast. It is funny when people really try to say that Outcast was that crazy. Like they weren't. They had a couple songs. Like some people are like, dude, this album was so fucking. They had a couple songs. Why don't you just calm the fuck down?
But they were so good. Like those songs were just. They define, as you said, define a decade.
No, I didn't say they defined. I said they were the soundtrack of. That's a complete different
That is
thing.
basically the same.
No, it
thing.
is not. It is not. There was so much going on in those years that Outkast just failed to capture. First of all, no one even used a Polaroid picture anymore, essentially. And that's supposed to define my decade. I think Korn capsulated the 2000s. A new metal band definitely capsulated 2000s way more. If anyone capsulated,
Linkin Park.
Dude, Linkin Park came in hot, dude.
They did.
Then
you turned on them.
Well, they turned on themselves. They rejected. They rejected their new metal roots, dude. And they tried to be something else, and I was like, nah, dude, that's fucking lame. I'm done with them. Linkin Park, more like Wink and Fart, dude. Fuck this band.
Wink and Fart.
Wink and Fart, because like it's what an asshole looks like when it farts. It looks like it's winking at you. There's a nice visual for everyone at home.
I actually just picture that. I'm like, I can see that.
Yeah. I would know. I've seen it up close, and it made me puke. So, not against my will. Someone forced me to look at it. I don't want to get into it. This is what my therapist is for.
Yeah.
But honestly though, I've been thinking a lot about algorithms.
You have?
Well, about like the targeting of algorithms. You know, like how like Facebook has like the algorithm, so it targets you with certain ads, and then YouTube kind of does the same thing.
Why? Because you're thinking about our podcast?
No, I just think it's funny because now, based off of what I look at on Facebook, or I guess stop and read on Facebook first, and like on Facebook, and what I like on YouTube and watch on YouTube are two drastically different things, that my algorithms are set up for two fairly different people, and neither of them really capture me. So like Facebook thinks I'm super gay. Like every other thing is an article about being part of the LGBTQ plus community for me. Like every single one. Like one of them today was like this gay, I swear to God, this sounds like satire. This was the article. It's like, this black gay trans man is a father, and his coming out reveal is breathtaking. And it's an article. And I was like, is that, I mean, if it's true, good for them. But also that reads like satire, the amount of labels on that. Like,
what are you Googling? I thought Google, it's what you Google that kind of pops up on Facebook.
Tranny porn, like black tranny porn is what
just pops up like that.
Sorry, I did not mean to say that. I Google black trans porn. Okay. No, I don't know what the fuck it is. But Facebook thinks I'm gay. Or at least they think I'm maybe not gay, but they definitely think I'm at least bi. Or maybe I'm just queer. Or maybe I'm a lesbian in their eyes. I have no idea what they think I am. But they definitely think I'm part of the community heavily.
Do you like a page? It just pops up?
I think I don't know what it is. It might be. Now, here's a fun part. This might
or
be
you're
the
friends
worst.
with people and they share articles and you're like, I don't know why this is popping up on my page.
No, they're all the sponsored ads.
Oh.
All my sponsored ads are gay articles.
I don't know why that would be.
Like everyone. Like
it's usually about what you Google or what you look up.
I don't, unless someone hacked, like I swear to God, I'm not
Maybe someone
Googling a lot.
That. Or you're just lying to all of us.
No, I'm not. Why would I make this up? I don't know if it's like if they just pinpointed off of like a bunch of my other interests that they're assuming that about me. You know what I mean?
This guy looks homophobic.
Well, no, because it's not. It's not homophobia because they're all pro LGBTQ plus.
No, they think you look like a guy who might make fun of them.
Well, no, because then they would probably give me more shit that's like, can you believe that there's trans in our bathrooms articles? Because those exist on Facebook. They have to be out there, you know what I mean? But they're specifically giving me those. So they think I'm either a member of the community or a strong ally. And so for something has given them that impression, right? That most likely that they think I'm gay to some degree. That I'm on the sexual spectrum, at least, is what they think. But then we go over to YouTube, and YouTube,
Wrestling.
YouTube thinks I'm a Republican. YouTube's constantly asking me about Donald Trump and if I've abandoned Trump and if I've abandoned the Republican Party.
Probably because some of the podcasts.
What?
It's probably because of our podcast or other podcasts you listen to. Maybe. It's all recommended, right?
No, it's like this sponsored ads.
Oh, okay.
Are you not listening? That's how algorithms work. They're giving me sponsored ads where Facebook thinks I'm gay and YouTube thinks I'm a Republican. But the truth in all of it is that I'm just libertarian. And what is a libertarian but a gay Republican?
You could just be like a Democrat or moderate, or I don't know.
What?
Evan,
I'm not libertarian at all. This was mostly, I mean, these are both true things, and it was a joke, and you kind of just railroaded the whole joke and made it terrible.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, you literally destroyed that content.
Nah.
Yeah, no, you did.
Sorry.
So now, why don't you say something now?
I haven't showered in a few hours. Can you tell?
What the fuck are you talking about? A few hours.
I haven't showered.
Was that your bit of a joke? Like I haven't showered. All right, first off, let me tell you how to tell this joke properly, right? So the illusion was that you're gonna say a few hours, and the joke was like, "Ha, it's only been a few hours," but you didn't lead in enough of the few, giving the idea that you were gonna say a few days. So you're supposed to be like, "Well, I mean, I haven't showered in like a few hours." It's still not a good joke, but it's better delivery, so that when you say few, people can create the assumption that you're about to say days, and then you say hours.
Yeah.
Because no one would just say, "Oh, I haven't showered in a few hours." No one would say that. So the joke would be to make them infer the otherwise. See, is it fun when people railroad your jokes and over-explain them and kind of nip them in the butt? Kind of makes you want to stop talking, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of makes you want to just give up on comedy and just say, "Fuck this whole podcast," doesn't it? Yeah. Now imagine if you had a good joke and someone did that to it. Now imagine how you
won
feel.
that one.
No, now imagine how you feel.
One.
Walk a mile in my shoes, buddy. You couldn't, mostly because your feet are too fat to fit in them. But it's like, I'm fucking ready to roll. Well, then you're not walking a mile in my shoes, are you?
Hey, I don't walk at all, so.
Yeah, exactly. So you couldn't even walk a mile, let alone walk a mile in my shoes.
No, I could. I would walk.
Yeah, and this analogy has walked away from us because it doesn't even fucking make sense what we're trying to say anymore.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool that you sponsored ads.
Yeah. I'm also upset I accidentally said tranny earlier. That was a big whoops. I was in the right until I accidentally slipped that one out.
Yeah, we can edit that.
We're not editing it. It's fine. No one listens to the podcast where it really fucking matters.
All right.
Anyone who listens this well to the podcast by now knows I'm either joking, and if they hate us this much, they can get us for a whole lot worse than just what I said there. Like,
you could probably go back to episode 28. We probably said some bad stuff then.
I would go just shoot a random number out there. 34. Probably some pretty bad stuff in 34.
It's kind of bad that we record all these episodes. We don't vet on what we've said or anything.
I never think twice about it.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I forget it's public knowledge.
Yeah, it's on YouTube and it's just out there.
And yeah, I forget constantly where sometimes people will come up to me and mention something I've said in the podcast, and I'm bewildered and scared that they know something about my life I didn't tell them. I'm like, how the fuck do you know that? Like the podcast. I'm like, oh yeah, that thing that I let anyone hear, no matter who they are whatsoever at any point. That's right. Oh yeah, that thing.
Thanks for listening. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. I forgot that people can hear that. I forgot that's a public domain that anyone can see or hear. I forget that constantly.
Yeah, isn't that insane?
I mean, it's not really insane. I mean, we literally press the upload button. It's not really fucking insane. We edit the thing and then upload it and say, it says, "Are you sure?" And we're like, "Oh, huh, yeah, we're sure." It would be insane if that we never had recording equipment and then videos of us having hour-long conversations were online in the form of a podcast without our knowledge. That would be insane. It's not insane because we've premeditated all of this. We bought the fucking dumb equipment to do it.
Hey, this isn't dumb. This costs money.
You don't want to say how much yours cost.
I know it's over a year ago. It's
So
probably like $70.
how did I spend more on my mic and my mic's worse than yours?
No.
I didn't look at reviews. I even have the pop filter. We have the same shitty headphones. I know that much. Spent a whole whopping $40 on these ones. These bad boys are fucking
I went to Best Buy.
Best Buy. Yes, I went to Best Buy. Was looking for some noise canceling headphones that were within my price range.
Shout out to Best Buy, the unofficial technology sponsor of the Inept Pit podcast.
No, fuck Best Buy, dude. I used to work there. That place can burn in a hole. Can you imagine working in retail nowadays and thinking that you're secure in your job? Like, imagine investing your life in Best Buy and going there every day and not having a plan right now. Like, have you gone into a Best Buy?
Yeah.
It's fucking sad.
I bought a vinyl record from Best Buy. I'm like, this is strange.
Isn't there so many empty racks though now?
Yeah.
And like half of the like part of the stores like taped off because they can't even fill all the shelves for it anymore.
There's a lot of refrigerators now, is what I've noticed.
Yeah, they used to have a lot of refrigerators, just most of them were in the warehouse in the back, but now they've wheeled them out front to just take up more room so it doesn't look like you're walking into this empty store.
I didn't think about that.
Really, Best Buy needs to downsize to about a quarter of the size it is if it ever wants to stay in business because it's just ridiculous that it is.
Yeah, but back when they started, it was just the technology wasn't as advanced and it wasn't just small stuff.
No, and also like you was the thing where sales were still a thing where people needed to go in to like get an expert's opinion, but now you can just go online and you're an expert. So why do you need anyone else's opinion?
Right. Like think about how small Apple.
I was saying that tongue in cheek, motherfucker, but all right.
Oh no, like think about how small T-Mobile stores are for phones, and then you go to Best Buy and it's huge.
Well, it's because they're trying to sell electronics and appliances, and they used to have a big racks for DVDs and CDs. That used to make up a large section.
I feel like they only had like 2 sections of video games there.
Yeah, and video games and shit like that. But it's just like, yeah, a lot of that shit's just digital download nowadays. You don't need physical copies for half that shit. And you can't even. They don't even have PlayStation 5s or Xbox Series X in stock anywhere. Like they're not even able to get them in stock. Yeah, it's just a burning industry. Well, brick and mortar is just falling apart.
What are we all gonna do?
I was just gonna stay at home, get fat, and Amazon's gonna deliver us shit with drones. They're gonna deliver food directly in our mouths, so we don't even have to get up.
But for potential income.
Oh, we're not gonna have income. Everyone's gonna be jobless.
And we'd all be.
Dude, have you not read Andrew Yang's book, The War on Normal People?
No.
Go read Andrew Yang's book, The War on Normal People. And he's trying to give a solution. Like he accidentally makes one of the most depressing books ever while just making a ploy about where we need to go economically. But then you read it and you realize, well, we're never going to do this. And all the problems you point out are completely true. So we're all just fucked. Most people are just going to be jobless and there's not going to be jobs for them. There's going to be more people alive than necessary jobs needed to supply them all. Like there's just not going to be, because just everything's going to be so automated that there's not going to be even jobs for the people. I'm like, well, learn certain skills, but it's like, even at that point, there'll still be less people needed in the workforce, but more people, or at least, still a staggering amount that are needed that there just won't be jobs for people. Inevitably in our life. I mean, if not in our lifetime, towards the end of our lifetime, at least, that's going to be a horrible reality. Unless, we all get blown up in a nuke or something, which Fingers crossed.
I think we'll all just have to be in the food industry.
Not even that will work.
Why, you think they'll build robots to make food?
Well, we're just gonna probably have a food shortage.
Nah, that makes sense.
But even then, yeah, robots will make food eventually. The only ones that will stay in line to be in the food service are going to be like people with high end chefs, but people aren't going to really have the money to afford that kind of shit anyway. So it's not going to, that will be out of service because you're just going to not have jobs.
Man, you are preaching today.
This is not preaching. This is just facts. It's out there.
But people aren't thinking, so you're preaching. You're explaining
it's written on the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, really, the only safe necessity is that as weirdly it is, entertainment is one of the very few things that we're going to need because everyone's going to be jobless at home and they need something to keep them busy, and watching shit is going to be the only thing they can do because they're not going to read books. No one's going to pick up reading. That's dead. That's so dead.
Yeah, libraries.
Have you ever tried to get someone to read something? No, it's not gonna happen. People don't even.
I'm probably not gonna read the book Drew just recommended.
My brother, yeah, of course not. Why would you? It's a long, boring book that you probably wouldn't find interesting at all.
Yeah.
My brother just posted a picture of me and him with Chris Jericho, and then he's like, "This is me and Drew at Fashion Square Mall back in 2007." And then someone commented on it. Damn, what year is this? He looks young. So people won't even read a whole caption. You think that we're gonna start reading books? Like, yeah, no, we're doomed. I mean, there might be some solutions. I've been reading, I've been investigating, I've been trying to come to solutions, but a lot of it's gonna take unity and working with people you don't agree with. And I really don't think that's a possibility either. So I think we're all dead. It's a really great line. Actually, find out who this quote is. There's a very nice quote I heard that was like one of those like quotes you hear and like, fuck, that blew my mind. Because we're in a day right now where we always talk about, oh, I'm an ally to this and I'm an ally to that, and that these people are enemies. And I heard this quote and it was fucking amazing, but I don't know who it's by. But the quote is, there are no permanent allies. There are no permanent enemies. There are only permanent interests. Which is basically just the thing about how you need to stop unifying with people who agree with you and just try to come together on your mutual interests to get shit done. And that's like how anything will ever change, especially in this country, is if we, instead of focusing on our differences that are dividing us, we focus on our mutual interests so we can actually destroy the hungry money power elite that control this nation. But I don't really ever see that happening. But that's really the only way.
It was said by William Clay.
Yeah, and William Clay,
congressman.
Yeah, but what when he said that?
Says, this is quite a game in politics. There are no permanent enemies, no permanent friends, only permanent interests.
Boom. I'm sorry I messed up. I said permanent enemies. But yeah, that's a hell of a quote.
It's a great quote.
And I think that applies to everything in life.
It's on Forbes.
Really think of it.
Forbes website.
The what?
It's on the Forbes website.
Yeah, like it's a hell of a quote, and I think that's one you should go and share with people. You should go tell people that, because your ally today might not be your ally tomorrow, but your interests are always they're always going to be there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Freedom, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, what this nation was founded upon.
You pull out like a
liberty.
Put out a Trump ad or something. That'd be funny.
Fuck that, dude.
Like
fuck that, dude. I fucking hate liberty, dude. Liberty can suck my dick. Whenever I watch a Captain America movie, my dick gets all mushy and I start gagging. I fucking hate liberty.
Statue of Liberty. It's pretty cool.
Statues of. Never mind.
All right.
I was gonna say something really inappropriate. So even I was like, I don't know if I want that one out there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, let's get a definition of liberty, the direct definition.
Give
We
me
almost stopped.
liberty or give me
Blowjobs for life. I'll take blowjobs for life, please.
for 5,000.
I would kill someone for a blowjob any day. I don't know if I'd kill. I don't know if I'd kill over liberties, but I'll kill over blowjobs, dude.
Would you kill me over that?
Over blowjobs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah! I love blowjobs. I can't
Not
get
me.
I can't get enough of them. I mean, I love you too, but not as much as blowjobs. I mean, there's a hierarchy here, Evan.
I
I
mean,
see.
no,
I see you all.
respect
I
that.
see you
respect
all.
that.
I see you all the time. I hardly ever get blowjobs. Like,
All right. Liberty is the state of being free within society from oppressive restrictions imposed by authority on one's way of life, behavior, or political views. That's
okay,
what you
sorry.
hate?
Start over. I zoned you out. I was thinking about blowjobs.
It says the state of being free within society from oppressive restrictions imposed by authority on one's way of life, behavior, or political views.
Yeah, no, dude. Fuck liberty. I fucking love authority, dude. I love authority telling us what to do.
No, you love being the authority.
I do love being the authority, dude.
All
I
right,
am
well
the
then,
authority, dude.
yeah.
Can that be my fucking wrestling name?
I am the authority or just authority?
The
I think
authority.
authority would be, isn't that a band name?
It should be.
That's a great band name, Authority.
Dude, what if Liberty, oh, was it something like Liberty Authority would be good. Liberty v Authority. That sounds like an album. That sounds like an album. That sounds like a sick punk album though.
Yeah.
Or a thrash metal album. Thrash metal album called Liberty v Authority. Oh, dude, I'm already picturing it. One part of the cover art, very like comics, like comic panel art of like people with picket flags or like picket signs and stuff like that, bright colors, and the other sign a very mute, blockish pallor color, mostly like black and red and like white and grays, kind of remind people of like Nazi style, but very sharp edged troops, like sharp edge designed troops. And yeah, that's half the album that's heaven. And it says Liberty v Authority. And then like you have the Liberty in like a punky art style, and then half the V in that, and then the other half of the V in Authority in like a very block like lettering.
You see, now there's some band that's going to listen to this. It's totally going to steal that idea. Credit.
That's okay. Own. It's okay. We have it time stamped.
All right.
And the name of the band will be called My Mom's Balls.
That would be funny if the band name and album were totally different like that.
Yeah, My Mom's Balls.
Yeah, I would never expect that to be a political band.
My next band's gonna be called My Mom's Balls. It's actually a progressive band name about how your mom could actually have a penis, and that's fine. A penis and balls.
I think just a funny name for a band would be Your Mom.
What's
your band called? Your Mom.
Honestly, any band that has mom in their name, it's kind of like douchey, quirky, funny. Mom's in our name. Isn't that quirky, funny thing that we did? Like, I think
mother.
Well, no, because that's different.
Mother's
different than mom. Mother's fine because mother's kind of royal. Mom is casual, so that's why it's like it's more of like this kind of punky, quirky kind of name, where mother can be very serious.
There's a band called Mom Jeans.
Yeah, I've heard of them. I should probably talk bad about them because this is gonna get me in trouble. Because I'm about to talk a bunch of shit now, and now I can't. I'm gonna get in trouble.
All right.
Let's just say I'm not on the record for this one. I'm sure there's 90 other bands too. I know there's another one that this one might be local, so now I might be getting called something. Mom something. His mom's.
This one might be local, so let me piss off all my
I don't care.
friends and whatever.
Yeah, I don't care. They're not going nowhere. So um yeah, what is it? I'm sorry. Some streams off Spotify does not make you a band worth seeing.
There's so many people that probably told them they could be something
There's
like chase your dreams.
another.
You're like, yeah, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah, no, they're not. Well, because making your dreams requires talent.
That's true.
And creativity, originality, and integrity, which I don't know if you've ever lived in the city, Evan. It does not have any of that.
No, it does.
No, there's a fucking another band around here. What's her name? Like Mommy and Daddy. I don't know. I performed with them once. They sucked. Shout out, guys. I think I told you about my podcast. Listen, thanks for listening, but your band sucks.
This is probably the one episode they're gonna tune into.
Yeah. Are we almost done?
We have like 15 minutes left.
Holy fucking hell, Evan. You and your goddamn meetings. I just want to drink water. I think I want more water. Thirsty boy, dude. Did you do anything else this week?
No.
Neither did I. Just fucking work a life and just want to die. I don't want to be around anymore.
Come on, Drew. There's so much to live for.
Yeah, like what?
I don't know. This podcast.
This podcast sucks and no one listens to it.
Oh, well, one day.
One day what?
Hell no.
One day less people will listen to it?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh God, no one listens to this podcast. It doesn't matter. We can say whatever we want on it. But yeah, no, I don't really see the point. You got anything cheery to fill up these last 14 minutes? Because I got real dark.
Anything cheery?
Yeah.
Did you watch the NFL games this weekend?
Oh yeah, I did.
It was probably on while you were doing something else, is what I'm assuming.
No, I was at B-Dubs. I was waiting for the UFC fight to start. And I saw Aaron Rodgers lose and not make it to the playoffs, just like Tom Brady's not in the playoffs. And this is an interesting playoffs that I will not watch.
There's like 40 something million people who watch one of the games Sunday night, and you probably were like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. It's fine. People like things. It's fine with me. It doesn't make me upset that people like things that I don't like. I'm not a hipster, Evan. I'm not one of these people who mock things that I also don't enjoy. I mean, if I do mock things I don't enjoy, but things that only rightfully deserve to be mocked.
How was the fight on Saturday?
That's fine.
Sounds like it wasn't good.
I fell asleep in a B-Dubs.
You fell asleep during the fight?
Yeah.
Were you just
main
tired?
event. Yeah, I was exhausted.
You just slept on the table?
I fell asleep not for a large part of it, but I fell asleep for part of it.
The ending of it?
No, I was up for the ending. I just fell asleep in the middle of the main event. It was fucking didn't go on till almost midnight or almost till 1 a.m. It didn't end till after it almost ended at 1:30 at night. I was like fucking exhausted. I'm not used to staying up like that. And I just ate a bunch of hot wings and fucking loaded tater tots and slammed a bunch of water. And I was just fucking out. You put a big meal in me and expect me to digest it, and it's after midnight now. Well, I'm out. I'm out like a rock. I'm getting old, dude. All I do is read books and by myself till I go to bed at a reasonable time.
You know what The Cure is?
My favorite band.
True, but the other cure?
Caffeine. Oh, a drug addiction, a crippling drug addiction.
You gotta listen to "Forever Young" by Alfalfaville. That will solve all your problems of getting old. Forever young,
I
I
wanna
wanna
be
be forever
forever young. It
young.
is a beautiful song.
It's
No,
like Napoleon Dynamite.
well, how dare you cite that? Now
I
I
know
hate the song. Now I
it's
hate
my
the
running.
song. Now I fucking hate the song. Now that song can fucking die, dude. Fuck that song. Shitty song that is. I hate that song. It blows. I'm not a fan of it at all. I don't like it.
What about the version with Jay-Z?
Now you're speaking my language. No, I never like. I'm so glad I'm not the dickhead I used to be about. I was very like picky about music when I was younger, and I pretty much shit on that one pretty heavily when it came out. But that's because I knew of the original. And I was like, motherfuckers, these people don't even know who the real song is by. Like, like kids our age. So it made me mad. But now I don't really give a shit. Like, don't really care
it's
about that
maturing and
song.
growing up, and you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't, ruin relationships over a song I don't like.
Well, that, and also like my identity, I've become more of an individual, so my identity is no longer attached to any form of media. Does that make sense? That's why it's like if people,
most people though.
Most people, yeah, well, that because it shows a sign of like they haven't become a true individual yet, or haven't completely found yourself, is when someone insults like
Man, you're getting deep today.
Well, I'm just saying, dude, this is all I do. I read philosophy and politics in my room by myself most nights. This is all I do, Evan. Of course, I'm an autistic man who just reads a bunch of shit and has no friends. What the fuck do you think this does to a guy? Me. Yeah, I talk to you for an hour once a week. It's great. No,
there's gonna be one app where you just actually just read on the pod. You're like, oh, you can just do it today. I'm busy reading through this book.
I mean, it's really gotten to that point. I'm reading a Hunter S. Thompson book right now, and I'm just gonna say it was more entertaining than this. Like,
let's have Hunter S. Thompson on the pod.
Well, he's been dead for years, so that's gonna be kind of hard unless you learn the forgotten dark arts of necromancy. We're not gonna have him on anytime soon. But as I was saying, there's like a sense of finding identity and personality. Like music and media is really important for that when you're younger. And so like you really attach yourself to things like music or maybe a TV show or a form of art or something like that. But then part of growing up and finding your own identity is eventually detaching from that. Yeah, at least in my opinion. And then if you're still holding on to this thing that helped you find your identity in the first place, or start to find your individualism as like a kid, because a lot of that you experience through music or through other medias that are art forms, or it could be movies or TV shows. I think TV shows had a big influence on me, like shit like South Park, Family Guy, Futurama, Simpsons. I mean, home movies, stand-up specials. Like there's definitely certain stand-up specials that I could say heavily helped me in my process of finding my own identity. Like I would definitely cite what was Patton Oswalt's Comedy Central special, the one before
Lollipops.
No, the one after that, but before tragedy plus comedy equals time, the one in between those. My weakness is strong.
Yeah,
that one is a big identity finder for me.
Any of the Louis
Jim
specials? No,
especially like during that time period, probably Hilarious and Chewed Up was definitely a big one. Chewed Up was like huge for me when I found it. And Jim Jeffries' Bear and Alcacost or Alcoholic. Yeah, I don't know. It's alcoholic and a Holocaust put together. I don't remember how you pronounce it. Those were like big specials. And there was a lot of through lines of like not caring about offending people and also like shitting on Christianity and stuff like that. And kind of like being like pseudo intellectual, morally superior people, which I was kind of that for a subject in high school that's kind of douchey.
What the? You should be wearing a turtleneck saying that sentence.
I don't know. I felt like such a fucking asshole. But
I was like, whoa, I guess you have been reading. Good,
yeah,
though.
right. But then you like think about like stuff of like, you know, and music in general can do the same thing. But part of like getting detached from that or growing up and finding your own identity is that, and again, it could be other things. I don't want to like narrow it just that, like it could be a video game for some people. You know, it doesn't have to be set to these things, but music tends to be a big one for everybody. And I think a big part about like finding yourself as an individual. And that's why I look at you as a fine individual, is because like you love the band U2 and probably was a huge part of you finding your own identity. But you're totally all right with people shitting all over YouTube and saying they're like the worst band ever. Which, in my opinion, means that you have a strong sense of self.
I guess. You know, I just
No,
accept that
because
people don't like YouTube. I mean, they're
yeah,
not
exactly.
everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt you to hear someone
No.
shit on YouTube.
So I go to see a YouTube
Because-
concert, there's like
because you're no
100,000 people
longer-
there. I'm like, oh my god, these are
because
also crazy people.
You're no longer, your identity is no longer aligned with that. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah,
you
it's
no
not my whole
longer,
life.
it doesn't, you don't look at it as an extension of you.
No.
It's something you enjoy, but it's not an extension of you. When there's some people out there, I mean, like, and I think it's worse than ever. And like, you could shit on a movie or something like that, and people take it as a personal offense, and that's like, I think shows a music genre, and people like are like hurt by it,
Yeah.
like and or like, you know, like again, like you could shit on a comic or a movie or a book or something like that, and people could take an offense to that, and like as their identity has been attacked. And it's like, oh, that shows like a really shitty sense of self.
You know, when you put it that way, you're 100% right.
Thank you. I am very smart, and I deserve all the blowjobs.
That's one of the smartest things, smartest words that have ever been uttered on this podcast.
It's not a high bar.
Yeah,
I mean, think of how many words we couldn't even pronounce on this podcast. We had a whole podcast.
I struggle to read the words off a corn song that is a misspelling of a
homophobic slur. Homophobic slur. You can't even say homophobic slur. You're so fucking stupid, dude. You went with gay slur. Gay slur in itself is a slur.
Yeah, I look like a dumb rock.
Do you remember Slurm from Futurama?
No.
That was the soda in Futurama. And it was green, and it looked delicious. I always wanted a Slurm. But I guess it was kind of supposed to be Mountain Dew. But it looked better than Mountain Dew because it kind of looked slimier and thicker. And then one time you find out that it's really just this giant slugs like shooting like jizz into cans. But that's what makes it so addictive. And then Fry keeps drinking it even as he finds out. Very funny show.
I have a great idea. Why don't you just grab a
go watch Futurama. Go watch. It's a much funnier show than this show. You could have watched 2 whole episodes in the time you watched Futurama and the time you watched this, and it's far better written. I mean, it's written. This is just 2 morons talking.
Well, Mace 1 1/4 for being honest.
Yeah.
I don't say that much.
Is it time for plugs?
Yeah. I mean, we got like 2 minutes.
Yeah, so that means we should probably do plugs, right?
Yeah, I mean, you want to time it out?
All right.
Hey,
Hey, watch us on
we can do
YouTube. Make sure you smash the like button, crush the subscribe button. Make sure you leave a comment. I don't care what about. I mean, who gives a shit anymore, right? We're all gonna die because the economy is not gonna be fixed, and China's buying the world up, and we're not doing anything. We can't even keep people employed at Kroger's. Or Kellogg's. Where the hell am I gonna get my cereal? First off, there's no cereal, and then I go to the grocery store because they might have some Kellogg's cereal, and it's not even on the fucking shelves, dude. Yeah, you want to tell me that we're not going to be replaced with robots, and what we're actually going to do is pay all those people healthy wages and give them health insurance? Yeah, sure we are. Yeah, I'm the crazy one where you believe that's a realistic possibility in any sense. Yeah, we're going to pay them a livable wage with health insurance to stock food. Yeah, that'll happen. There's no way that's a fantasy. There's no way there's a better chance that dogs will start talking out of their assholes than that. There's definitely not a better chance of that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if you listen to this
Yeah,
on
doing
Spotify,
plugs.
yeah, if you listen to this on Spotify, make sure you follow, download all the episodes. If you're listening to this on, what's the other one? Stitcher. Yeah, Stitcher's the other one. If you're listening on that, make sure you follow and download all the episodes. If you're listening on that old Apple, the old Apple podcast.
It's pretty old now, Apple.
It's pretty old and pretty evil. Not the people who make those products jump off roofs, but you're listening to us on that. Isn't that funny? Not so much funny as just a cruel, realistic, realistic thing. But keep buying Apple products, guys. It's totally not affecting other people's lives at all. There's totally children not making your phones and then trying to kill themselves by jumping off of buildings that they've created suicide nets because it became a problem that so many people were trying to commit suicide within the Apple factories. That's don't think about that when you're listening to us on your iPhone. Don't ever think about that, because that might make your life a little bit more inconvenient to actually care about poor people in a place far, far, far away. Sounds like the beginning of a Star Wars movie. Hey, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, make sure you leave us a 5-star rating and write a little bit of a review. And we're doing a little contest, a little giveaway that if you do write us a review this month, we're gonna give one of those nice reviewers a free T-shirt. And guess who made those free T-shirts? A little Chinese boy in China who probably got his fingers burned off after it, and then kicked in the gut, and then he cried on his way home. But he has no home, actually. It's the street, because his parents were murdered by the government for speaking out about their tyrannical rules. But it's okay, because free T-shirt! Yay, free T-shirt! So it don't matter how we got the T-shirt to you. The matter is we're getting the T-shirt to you. So make sure you leave that 5-star rating and write a little bit of review. You can follow us on Facebook, where they listen to your every word and make assumptions that you're gay and give you sponsored ideas and help manipulate elections. You can go ahead and do that on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter, where they control a narrative and make people seem like people are in a frenzy when really it's 17 people, and most people aren't even using Twitter. I don't know if you knew that. Only 10% of the population have a Twitter, and only 10% of that population that have a Twitter are actually tweeting. So when there's outrage on Twitter, it is literally a fraction of the population, so benign that we shouldn't even take them serious, but they're the only ones tweeting. So Twitter is a crazy wormhole where we think it actually matters, but it doesn't. So yeah, go ahead and follow us on Twitter. You can do that there. We don't do Instagram, because Instagram is an excuse for adults to fap it to 16-year-old kills twerking. So we are not on Instagram because there's a bunch of 16-year-olds in bikinis and adults fapping it to them. So you cannot follow us over on the Instagram, which, fun fact, people go to Instagram and don't use Facebook. I hope you realize Facebook owns Instagram. So it's still you're still on Facebook, and you are not out of the Facebook loop. You are still connected in the digital metaverse that consumes us all. Besides that, you can contact us at ineptpit@gmail.com. That is the Overlord Google Gmail. And if you'd like a sad fact to round out the beginning of this year, more people, TikTok was the number one used website over Google, which means people watched more videos of people lip singing than they did find free information that is totally at their fingertips at all seconds of the day at all times. More people like to watch teenagers lip sing songs than find out information of shit they didn't know but talk about, even though the information was right at their fingertips the whole time. So if that makes you not believe that, that should incline you to believe that this is the end of the empire and we are collapsing. Anywho, you can email us at netpit@gmail.com if you want to book us for a show, live podcast, live stand-up, or buy a T-shirt. But yeah, Evan, any plugs?
Speaking of Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me on both at Salsa Evan.
Evan is not actually, in fact, made of salsa. He is just has spicy takes.
Yeah. I like the
I want it.
hesitation you had when you're like, I'm going to tell you guys a little fact here. I am, see what fact I can make up.
No, that is not. It is not a fake fact that
Oh.
actually TikTok was the #1 visited website and it beat out Google, which is the first time I think
It's kinda
Google's
crazy.
been
I've
beat
never
out.
visited TikTok.
Yeah, but the people who visit TikTok visit it like 30,000 times a day. And most people don't really use Google. I use Google probably too much, honestly.
I use Google to get the Wikipedia. That's what I do.
I probably use Google to an amount that annoys people that I have to have the correct answer on certain things, and that will make people sometimes annoyed. I can see why that can be annoying when they're just like, I think it's this, and I'm like, I think it's this, and they're like, no, it's definitely this. Trust me. I'm like, well, we'll check Google, and then they're like, are you fucking? Can't you just believe me? You don't even know what you're talking about. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, you're right. And then sometimes I'm like, actually, you're technically not right. You're actually like that. This is like, Jesus Christ, dude. We were talking about, something that didn't matter at all. Did you have to do this? And I'm like, yeah, I'm autistic. I had to do this.
Yeah.
But let's end it on a fun joke for the family. Picture Donald Duck farting.
Nothing better than that.
That's the end of the show. I'm done. That's it.
All right. Peace, everyone.